Well, the first major votes of the 2020 election are taking place tonight. The Iowa caucuses start at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and this year the state approved 87 satellite caucuses. So people who normally can't make it because of work will actually have their voices heard too.
That's a positive change. Russ Mitchell explains how the caucus is different than how we vote.
Let's start with this. There are no voting booths. Instead, voters show up to caucus sites throughout the state's nearly 1,700 precincts. These caucus sites include churches, school gymnasiums, and libraries, even living rooms. Democratic caucuses are based on discussion. After introductions and hearing from the candidates, caucus participants will show support for their favorite candidate by dividing into groups. They'll also try to convince undecided voters to join their team. Then everyone gets counted. At most locations, caucus organizers will be looking to see if a group has at least 15% support in that room. Any group that does not have 15% has to join other teams, convince others to join them, declare themselves undecided, or simply go home. Yeah, go home. There is a Republican caucus today as well. It's done a little differently, but it basically doesn't matter because no one is opposing President Trump at all.
So why are the caucuses so important? Where does this fit in?
Well, this is the first, as you said, the first political contest of the season, so people are paying attention to that big time. Also, if you win the Democratic caucus, the history has shown that you're going to do pretty well as you go down the road. I think since 2000, every Democrat who has won in Iowa has gone on to become the nominee. It also just gives you a boost for the next primary in New Hampshire. I have covered 3 of these in Iowa, and it is fascinating to watch these guys get in there. They go to rubber chicken dinners. They go to Aunt Ethel's, knitting fair or whatever. They get to get their name out there. And the night of the caucus, or certainly the day after, they are on a plane to New Hampshire.
Wow.
Going to the next one. And I thought the Iowans would be upset about that or feel bad about it. They go, no. We are happy to be in the spotlight for this amount of time, and they want to be first in the nation, and they have fought to do that.
Quickly, there's been some talk that this necessarily isn't the best way to choose a presidential candidate because Iowa doesn't exactly mirror the demographics of the country.
I've always wondered about that. Iowa, you're right, not representing the country. Also, the caucus system as well. You get in there, and there's people talking. It's not a vote. New Hampshire, the same way. Not demographically accurate or representative of the country. You have to get to South Carolina, which I believe is 2 weeks away before you get to that. But,
but by then, one candidate has inertia.
That is true. And I was the first in the nation that they fought for this since 1972. So more power to them.
Somebody was brilliant back then.
That is true.
Thank you so much, Russ.
Yeah, very interesting. Thanks, Russ.